to Tales from Africa with our Auntie Angela.
Come on, kids, it's story time. Once upon a time, in a small village in Africa, there was a mighty river that flowed smoothly beside the village. This river was important to the people because they drank from it, bathed in it, and even washed their clothes there. But also, they feared it because strange things sometimes happened by its shores. One day, very early in the morning, as the sun was just waking up, an old woman named Mama Lindy was walking by the riverside. She liked to collect firewood from the trees near the water. But on this particular morning, something unusual caught her eye. There, by the edge of the river, was a basket. The basket was gently rocking as the water lapped against it as if it had just been carried down the river. Mama Lindy, feeling curious and a little worried, slowly approached the basket. When she peeked inside, her heart skipped a beat. There, wrapped in a soft, colorful cloth, was a tiny baby. The baby was fast asleep with its small hands curled into fists. Mama Lindy looked around, but no one else was nearby. Who could have left the baby by the river? She gently lifted the basket and carried it back to the village. The villagers gathered around, surprised by what Mama Lindy has found. Who does this child belong to? They asked each other, but no one knew. The baby seemed to have appeared from nowhere. As the baby grew, strange things began to happen. The villagers noticed that whenever the baby was near the river, the water would shine and sparkle even at night. The animals of the forest, usually shy and afraid of people, would come close whenever the baby was around, as if they were trying to protect him. Some people whispered that the child had mystical powers, that he was not an ordinary baby at all. One day, while playing by the riverside, a young boy named Kofi, who lived in the village, saw something incredible. The baby, now a little older and crawling, was sitting by the water when a huge snake slithered out from the bushes. Kofi's heart pounded in his chest. He was too far to run for help. He could only watch in fear. But then, something unbelievable happened. The snake, instead of attacking, stopped in front of the baby and lowered its head as if bowing to him. Baby reached out and touched the snake. The snake slowly slithered back into the forest. When Kofi told the villagers what he saw, they were amazed. Some were scared. This baby must be a spirit child, they said. He has powers beyond what we understand. As the years passed, more strange things happened. Whenever the village was in danger, the baby, now a young boy, seemed to sense it before anyone else. One year, the river began to rise dangerously high, threatening to flood the village. The villagers were afraid their homes would be washed away. But the boy stood by the river, raised his hand, and whispered something no one could hear. To everyone's shock, the river stopped rising and slowly went back to normal. The villagers did not know whether to be grateful or afraid. Some wanted to send the boy away, believing he was too powerful. Others thought he was a blessing sent to protect them. But the old woman, Mama Lindy, always defended him. This child was a gift from the river. She said, "We must not fear him. Rather, we must teach him how to use his powers for good." One night, the village was attacked by thieves from a faraway land. They came silently in the dark, stealing food and scaring the people. The villagers tried to fight them, but they were too strong. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, the boy appeared. He stood before the thieves, and the ground beneath their feet began to shake. The wind picked up, and the river roared as if it were alive. Terrified, the thieves ran away and never returned. From that day on, the villagers respected the boy and saw him as a protector. He grew into a wise young man who used his powers to help the village. He could speak to animals, calm storms, and even heal the sick. But he never used his powers for selfish reasons. Mama Lindy always reminded him, "Your gifts are meant to help others, not to harm." The boy became known as the River Child, and stories about him spread far and wide. People from other villages came to see him, hoping he could solve their problems. And he did, always with kindness and wisdom. But the River Child never forgot the lesson Mama Lindy had taught him. True power is not in what you can do, but in how you choose to use it. And that's the end of our story. Here are 5 key lessons from the story. 1. Kindness and compassion. Mama Lindy shows kindness by rescuing and caring for the baby, teaching us the importance of helping those in need, even when we don't know where they come from or understand their situation. 2. Courage in the face of fear. The boy bravely faces danger, like the rising water, the snake, and the thieves, reminding us that we should not be afraid of challenges, but confront them with courage and faith in ourselves. 3. Using power for good. The boy has great powers, but he never uses them selfishly. Instead, he helps protect the village and heals the sick, teaching us that true strength lies in using our abilities to help others, not for personal gain. 4. Respect for nature. The boy's connection to the animals and the river shows the importance of living in harmony with nature. We should respect the environment and recognize the balance that exists between humans, animals, and the earth. And finally, 5. Wisdom and patience. Mama Lindy's advice teaches the boy that wisdom is as important as power. We learn that being wise and patient, especially in difficult times, can help us make better choices and live peacefully. And that's it on Tales from Africa with me, Ijele. I'll see you again soon.